Wow. Was that cool or what? I don't know who exactly made that film, but I want to give him one more round of applause because that was beautiful. Good evening, everyone. Sorry. My name is Andrew Alonso. I am an alum of Notre Dame High School from the class of 2013. I was here at this event 2 years ago, and I gave a little presentation. Some of you might remember, some of you might not. If you don't, that's okay. I'm going to give another one later, so you'll remember. I just want to give you guys all a quick breakdown of tonight so you guys know what's going on. So after I finish up right now, you guys are going to see what's called Titan TV. So Titan TV is basically your chance to kind of see what it's like in the daily life of a Notre Dame student. And we have some people who interviewed students and asked them a few questions, and you'll get to hear their responses. After Titan TV, you'll hear President Beatty come up and give his lecture about the numbers keynote, which you guys might remember from last year if you were at this event. And he'll introduce a few special guests that are in the audience this evening. After that, you will hear one more Titan TV. And we'll move on to my part of the evening where I will kind of give you guys an update of how I've been since I graduated Notre Dame 2 years ago. And beyond that, there will be another video where you see a current Notre Dame success story, a student who currently attends Notre Dame, and before he started off, he wasn't in the greatest position, and now Notre Dame has truly helped him. And you guys will be able to see that, and it's a beautiful video. I've seen it. I love it, and I'm proud of this kid. And then that'll pretty much wrap up the evening. We'll have Mr. Beatty come up for some final remarks. You guys will get to go downstairs and have some dinner. So hopefully you guys didn't stop by McDonald's or anything on the way over here. And if you guys had a New Year's resolution of trying to diet, I suggest you cheat tonight because I know the dinner's going to be really, really, really good. So I'm looking forward to that. I'm starving right now. And beyond that, I mean, we'll have some final remarks from Mr. Laringer and from the current ASB president. And you guys will be able to enjoy the evening. So once again, welcome to the 2015 Notre Dame High School President's Dinner. I hope you all have a great time, and it's an honor for me to be here. So thank you, everyone.
Wait, Ted, where are your classes?
I see some people over here. Let's go ask them some questions. Hey, do you guys mind if I ask you guys a few questions?
Sure.
All right. Our question today is, on a scale of 1 to 10, 7 being the highest, which color of the alphabet is your favorite? Use fruits and vegetables, for example.
Wait, what is this for?
It's for the President's Dinner for Titan TV.
It's like nothing to do with anything.
Okay.
How you doing, sir?
Good, how about you?
I'm doing good.
So, what is our charism?
Cor unum et anima una.
Okay,
One heart, one spirit.
And what does one heart, one spirit mean to you?
It means that one school, one family, we all come together as one student body to live out our purpose, faith, community, and love.
Nice. Cool. Have you ever won a, or actually, do you know what the Cor Unum et Anima Una award is?
Yes, I do.
Have you won one?
No, I have not.
Well, how would you feel if you got one?
I'd say pretty proud, knowing that I'm living out what our school teaches us.
Very nice. Have you heard about the One campaign?
No, I have not. What is the One campaign?
We're asking the questions here.
I'm sorry.
It's okay. I forgive you. But don't do it again.
Okay.
All right. Have you heard about the One campaign? No. So, have you heard about the One campaign? No. No? Okay. All right. Have you heard about the One campaign?
No.
Okay. Do you know what the One campaign is?
The One campaign is? It's when they put posters on the sides of all the buildings and it says one. And the middle letter is yellow and then there's a blue period at the end.
So have you heard about the One campaign?
Yeah, I see the sign all the time.
Have you heard of the One campaign?
No.
Okay. I was expecting that. All right. Well, hearing about the One campaign, what do you think it is?
Who knows?
Okay. What is our charism?
What is our charism? Are you talking about ours? Who is our?
So then what is our charism?
Charism.
Yes.
Charism, one heart, one spirit.
All right. And what does one heart, one spirit mean to us?
I want to make sure that everybody's together, loving each other, all that, not fighting, all that stuff.
Okay. So then what is our charism?
Cor unum et amina unum.
And what does our charism mean?
One heart, one spirit. You're not helping me at all here. You're not helping yourself, and you're not helping me. Help me help you, so we can finally work out what charism is.
It means that we all share a common unity as a school, and no man's possession is his own. We're all, one heart, one spirit.
So then what's our charism?
Is it? No. Is it Ohos? Is that our charism?
I don't know. I'm asking you. And have you heard about the Cor Unum Awards?
Yeah.
And would you like to receive one?
Sure.
Okay. Thank you, sir. Have you heard about the Cor Unum Awards?
I have.
Have you received one?
I have not.
Would you want to?
I would.
Okay. Do you know what a Cor Unum Award is then?
Yeah, that's where you get an award for being a good student and contributing to the community.
Would you want to receive one?
Kind of. That'd be pretty cool. I heard you get a lanyard, so.
A lanyard. Have you received a Cor Unum Award?
Yes, I did.
What was it for?
It was for us as a group, environmental club. We set an example for the rest of the school, and we set the example, and it kind of just shows everybody, to do their part in the school, so we can be more one heart, one spirit.
So, what does one heart, one spirit mean to you?
One heart, one spirit means to me that we're like a community, and that we work as one. We may pull off a lot of different jobs, but we do the same. We all are working towards the same goal.
Where's Caleb and Nick? Caleb and Nick? Oh, right up front, sorry. So thank you, Titan TV. I'm always impressed with Titan TV. There's a lot more that they do other than that, but thank you for preparing that. And you can see more Titan TV eventually on our online newspaper, The Standard. So thank you very much. The quality of production impresses me, and their dedication to what they're doing impresses me. My question is, do you have a better understanding of what Cor Unum et Anima Una is yet? Did that clarify that for you? Do you know that our charism is one heart and one spirit? And that does anyone know what the One campaign is? Okay, so I'm hoping the second session of Titan TV does a better job of explaining that. I think it does, so fantastic. Before we begin this evening, I'd like to introduce the leadership team of Notre Dame High School. My name's Robert Beatty, I'm the president, and I hope the leadership team sat close because I need you to come down here. I'd like to begin by introducing Mr. Matt Luttringer. Matthew, where are you? Matt sat in the back. Everyone knows Mr. Luttringer. Come on out here, take a bow. And also I say this our senior assistant principal, Dr. Diane Pizzeri. Dr. Diane Pizzeri, she's been the assistant principal the longest. That's why I say the senior assistant principal, Dr. Diane Pizzeri. And of course, our other assistant principal is Maribel Arguelles. Where is Miss Arguelles? She sat all the way down there. I would like to also welcome and thank Father Paul Schmidt, our chaplain. Where's Father Paul? Father Paul, you can stay there, Father, unless you want to walk all the way down. Mr. Luttringer will make a few more introductions downstairs, but I want to welcome and thank Monsignor Lopez, our Vicar General from the Diocese of San Bernardino. Notre Dame graduate. Thank you. I did not see them come in yet, but I'll mention them later. I'd like to also thank Mr. Dan O'Melveny from the Shea Foundation, Executive Director. Dan, are you nearby? Where are you, all the way back? Mr. Dan O'Melveny. But if I don't thank my wife, I'm in a lot of trouble. So I'd like to thank her for her support and for her patience and all those things that come along with playing with me. She's out here. She won't stand up. Thanks, guys. Alan, can you get that slide rolling? Do I need to connect again? Okay, that's doable. We're an iPad school. That means we don't know how to use iPads. I did forget to mention that this is a bring your own glass and bring your own plate event. I don't know if you noticed there might have been a small shortage of glasses and plates out front today, but that's okay. We're good to go? Okay, fantastic. So thank you all for being here. Thank you for being to, I've lost track of what number we're on, but I think it's 4 or 5 of our President's Dinner that started way back when as a school board banquet, and it evolved. And we're very excited to have you here tonight. And I'd like to give my numbers speech. And some of the numbers I'm going to share with you are from last year, and some of the numbers are from this year, but I'll try to explain what these numbers are. Speech, not lecture, Andrew. It's going to be a speech. I'm not going to lecture. That's okay. And thank you for being here tonight. I appreciate it. 27. Do you remember that number from last year? Anybody? Who does? You do? What is that? It's the number of times we beat Aquinas in football in the Holy War, isn't it? 27. That was last year. Good news. It's no longer 27. It's now 28. It's our actual record. We believe we have the accurate records. I think Aquinas thinks they have the accurate records, but it is 28, 13, and 1. That's all you need to know. I'd like to introduce the gentleman that made that happen, Mr. Derek Johnson. Coach Johnson, could you come up here for just a minute? Coach Johnson comes to us from Notre Dame, class of 2000. So thanks for coming back. He made a small trek around his career, first going off to the University of Washington, where he set some fantastic records up there playing football, and then was drafted to the San Francisco 49ers before he decided to come back where football really matters, and that's at Notre Dame High School. I think it's pretty cool that Notre Dame has an NFL player for a coach. I don't think that there are many other programs that have that. So we're really proud and excited to have him. But if I'm being honest, I don't really care about his pedigree in football as much as I care about his attitude and his belief in our school and his belief in our charism and his belief in these boys when they're coaching. He's a fantastic, I don't mean to embarrass you in front of everybody. He's a fantastic human being, and I'm glad to have him. And thanks to him, do we have a couple of volunteers to bring out the Holy Shield and the Holy Shield, excuse me. And ladies, gentlemen, who's sitting? I can't see you because the lights are on my face. Bring those two things out here. Just grab the shield and grab the bishop's trophy. Bring them on up. Come on out. The Holy Shield is ours. Do we have a couple of, did you have a couple of gentlemen in? Where are they?
Michael and Wesley.
Michael, Wesley, come on down here. Hand those off to Michael and Wesley, would you? Holy Shield is ours after beating Aquinas 28 times, but this year. And the Bishop's Trophy is ours after beating Aquinas and Xavier. So 2 years ago, Aquinas proposed a new trophy called the Bishop Trophy. The winningest team among the three of us in the diocese would take home the trophy. I think they thought they were going to keep it when they came up with the idea, and we kept it, and then we kept it the year after. So the only name on the trophy is Notre Dame's name, and we're very happy about that. Thank you, guys. You can throw them on over there. Thanks, Derek. Thank you. It's nice. I hate shaking hands. Appreciate you being here. 85. 85 is the percentage. 85% of students at Notre Dame are involved in an extracurricular, actually co-curricular activity. Combining sports and cheer, almost all of our students are involved in co-curricular activities. And I think that's an impressive number. It's called co-curricular because as much learning, sometimes a lot more learning can happen outside of the classroom as it happens inside of the classroom, and we believe it's a very important part of our curriculum to have those activities, those opportunities. I think this makes Notre Dame different. I don't think you will be able to find another school in Riverside where 85% of the students are involved in a co-curricular activity or even feel comfortable being involved in a co-curricular activity. I like something that Coach Rob says quite often, or he said it to me more than once. We need a billboard right by the freeway that says, your kid will play here. Meaning when you come to Notre Dame, there's an opportunity for your student to get involved. And I've seen students get involved that might not otherwise have gotten involved. And my own son's story, he graduated from Notre Dame in 2011. He came as a freshman and played soccer as a freshman, as a varsity player. And he played all 4 years, and he was a team captain. I know, and he played up through AYSO and through All-Stars and so on and so forth. I know a lot of his teammates that he played with outside of school did not play soccer in high school. They went, if we had gone to King, which is my district or the area that I would go to, he wouldn't have made the team because there were 30 kids that already knew the coaches. And there were 30 behind him that were really good. So I know friends of his that didn't even bother. And I think that's a shame. So we're very proud of that number. And also alongside that number is 50% of those students that do play a sport play them more than one sport. They play usually 2, sometimes 3 sports. I believe that this demonstrates a commitment to our charism of one heart and one spirit. Not all schools even allow that. I'm not saying it's against the rules, but it certainly isn't encouraged. At some schools, you're one sport and that's it. If you thought about going out for another sport, you might as well give up that spot you had on the first sport. That makes it even more important for me to think about how we must improve our athletic facilities. They're in desperate need of it. I don't have an announcement for you tonight, but I will, I hope, sometime soon. We're looking at doing some amazing things to update our facilities. In addition to that, we've decided it's so important that we form an athletic council, and this athletic council is new. And this will be the first time I've announced it. It's made up of leadership and coaches. It's made up of boys coaches and girls coaches. There's representatives from all 3 seasons. It's a nice mix, and cheer is represented on it as well. It's a nice mix. And we're setting out to look at our athletic programs not as a bunch of individual programs. Right now we have, I think it's 23 programs that are all repeating their efforts and doing things over and over again. We want to bring all those efforts into one spot and make a difference in our entire athletic program. And we're also announcing a new athletic association, and we think this new athletic association is going to take us further. Right now, we have a bunch of individual booster clubs doing individual things for individual teams, and we want to move towards an athletic association where everybody's working together to accomplish something. We're going to set these goals on the council, whatever they are, 10 goals. Of the 10 most important things we want to achieve, we're going to raise the money together, we're going to cross those off, and we're going to do it together in one heart and one spirit in Cor Unum at Anima Una. And we're looking forward to taking those energies to a new level. I'm excited about that. 100. This is the number of service hours that our students must complete before graduation. I do not know if any of our local public schools have a graduation requirement for service hours. We have a graduation requirement for service hours. What I like about that is that at least half of our students exceed those 100 hours, usually by multiples of 100. Usually we're talking several hundred community service hours that they're completing. They don't do their service hours just to get them done. They do them to make a difference, and we have all kinds of examples of that. And if I started sharing those with you, we'd be here all night. But take my word on it, our students like to give back to the community, and Notre Dame's proud of them for that. An example of some of the things we've accomplished in terms of service is we decided to have our first ever all-school service program. Our first time we've come all together to do one project, and we chose to support, well, let's be honest, I chose to support the American Diabetes Association. We have, my son is diabetic, so I have, there's a place in my heart for that, but everyone thought it was a good idea. American Diabetes Association. 300 of our students and families came out to support this. So about 2/3, it's more than 300, but about 2/3 of our schools showed up to support this, and I was very excited about that. It made an impact. The mayor made a shout out to us. We were noticed. And I like this story that was communicated to me, and I heard it third party, so forgive me if I don't get this 100% right, but it went something like this. I think the student was from Poly, and the student approached one of our students to ask, how many kids go to your school? And the student answered 500. The Poly student's response really struck me, and it says, wow, we have way more students than you, but you seem bigger. If that's not our goal, especially in our service, to seem bigger than the size of our campus or the number of students we have, or even the number of schools, Catholic schools in Riverside, I don't know why else we exist, but that was impressive to me. If we can make that kind of impact, we should keep trying, and I think we will. 7 is a passing grade on the Subject A exam, which is called something different now. Diane, what's it called? Say again? Writing Placement Exam. It used to be called the Subject A exam. This is the exam that University of California administers to incoming freshmen to determine whether they're ready to take freshman English, or whether or not they need remediation or need some extra help. I believe it's a 7 is a passing grade for Cal State, and 8 is a passing grade for UC, but it's about that. Basically, you get a 3 or a 4 out of a rubric with 6 points on it. So we administer that exam to our school. Thank you, Dr. Hargis. Thank you, Dr. Pizzuri, for making that happen. And I know there's other people involved. And we administer it to all of our students, 9th through 12th grade. 50% of our freshmen pass this exam with a 7. 50%, half of our freshman class. That means half of our freshman class could enter college-level English without any remediation. And that's pretty impressive, and it shows the commitment of not just our English department, but of writing on our campus, because I know that writing happens in all different curricula. Nothing to compare this to. I don't think anyone else is administering this test at the high school level. So that's pretty impressive. It sets us apart. But it also illustrates that not only are students ready for college, to get into college, but they're also ready to do well in college. So that number resonates with me. 3, speaking of college, 3 is the average number of four-year universities that Notre Dame seniors are accepted to. So our students apply and are accepted on average to 3 colleges each. I think, and we put their names up on the marquee, which has been really popular. And I think this year we had to do some cutoffs. I think one student kept bringing in acceptances after acceptances after acceptances. And we had to finally say, okay, that's enough. We get it. You got accepted to a lot of schools. Good job. But what it does say is that our graduates have choices. And that's a fantastic number to have. 95% of our students, 95% of the students at Notre Dame High School are accepted to a 4-year college. That's not 95% can go to college. I'm not talking junior college and 4-year college. 95% get an acceptance to a 4-year college. Not all of our students go directly to a 4-year college. Some of our students start with a military career. And we thank them for their service. That's an amazing choice, and we appreciate that they make that choice. Some choose junior college because it makes sense to them. Some for financial reasons, some to stay in the area. Who knows, there might be other reasons. But my point is that they don't choose a junior college because they have no other choices. They choose it because it's the best choice for them. But that 95% number still resonates with me. This is dollars, $4,614,000, 200, however that works. That's dollars. This is the scholarship dollars offered to our graduating seniors. That was last year of a class of 125 kids. So that's a lot of money being offered to them. I tell you that because for me it resonates, again, with not only are they getting accepted to 4-year colleges, but they're getting offered money to come to those 4-year colleges. So that's fantastic. Our colleges want our students enough to offer dollars. That says something. Makes me think of the investment that you've all made, those of you who are paying tuition and continue to pay tuition or have paid tuition in the past, that your investment is real. In fact, my own son's scholarship dollars exceeded what we paid in tuition by well over 4 times of what it costs to attend. So it's good value, not bad, not a bad return on your investment. This number is a new number. I'm excited about this number. I don't think I shared this with you last time. This is the number of advanced placement courses that we offer. So advanced placement courses are taught by a College Board certified teacher. The teacher has to meet the requirements of the College Board. They teach according to a College Board syllabus. So what they're teaching has been approved as being college worthy. And if a student takes this class, one of 15, which will be one, it'll be 15 in the fall anyway, and then they take the AP test. If they get a 3 or better on the AP test, they actually get college credit. So it's as if they've already taken that class in college. So they're being taught at the college level and asked to prove that they know what they know, and then they get credit in college. So it's a pretty neat program. It's a program that we're really proud of. But it gets better because 547 districts, school districts, in the U.S. and Canada, in 2 countries, 547, received the distinction of AP Honor Roll. So they named the school, they gave them the distinction of AP Honor Roll. And they got this distinction for increasing access to AP access to AP courses, while maintaining or increasing the percentage of students getting that 3, passing that test. So not only did more students take the test, but more students passed the test. It's easy to get more students to take the test. That's the easy part. The hard part is to get more students to pass the test. 547 school districts in 2 countries. 35 of them were in the state of California. One was a non-public district in California. One district in California was not a public school district and received this AP distinction. Who do you think that was? Any guesses? That was us. That was us. Let me read it to you. The College Board announced its AP Advanced Placement Honor Roll in recognition of districts across the United States and Canada for increasing access to advanced placement coursework while maintaining or increasing the percentage of students earning a 3 or higher on the AP exam. Should have brought my glasses. The College Board recognized 547 districts. The Diocese of San Bernardino, from which we are part, was the only Catholic or private system among the 35 in the state of California to receive this recognition. This is the good part. The award is based on a 4-year review of course offerings and achievement rates to underserved populations, especially Hispanic and Native American students and those of African descent. Other districts awarded within the Diocese of San Bernardino, which is 2 counties, Riverside County and San Bernardino County, the other districts in our diocese that are public that received this recognition were Chino Valley, Corona Norco, Hesperia, and San Jacinto. So this is a singularly unique, if that's not redundant, Diane, singularly unique distinction. But I want to make a point. Absent from that list. Now don't laugh at that. Riverside Unified School District was not on that list. And I don't put that up there to criticize Riverside Unified District. In fact, it's quite the opposite. When Matt and I hold open house, the first thing we say is, you have choices in this city of good high schools. Pauley is a good high school. King is a good high school. North is a good high school. They all have fantastic programs. I put it up there to illustrate, sorry, I jumped ahead on my numbers there, but I'll find them. What number was I just on? 1. There we go. I put it up there to illustrate a point, and that is we're contributing to this community. We are part of an equation. We're partners with Riverside Unified, with Alvord Unified. We're another part of the K-12 environment. We are worth noticing We're worth being recognized within this city. And we recognize also that most students, when you talk about percentages, are going to our public high schools. And we're proud of our public high schools. We're proud of our public high school colleagues. We're proud of the hard work that they do. It goes on, but if you look at the bigger picture, the K-12 environment there are a lot of us here, a lot of us doing big things. We want to increasingly contribute with a bigger and bigger impact. We stand alongside our public school colleagues. We want to make a distinct contribution to our community. We want high school, K-12 education in Riverside to be the best it can be. So congratulations to all of our hardworking public school colleagues, but congratulations to those of you who made this possible. Can I hear it for my teachers, my AP courses? So this is why we're here. We launched the One campaign last year at the President's Dinner this same time. The One campaign technically started in July, so it's this school year, this fiscal year. And our goal was to invest $1 million into our campus in 1 year. $1 million in 1 year. We wanted to do that in 3 ways: into legacy, in terms of leaving something behind for the next group, into our campus, because our campus has needs, and into tuition assistance, because tuition assistance will allow more families to enjoy a quality Catholic education. But on top of all those things, we wanted to connect with 1,000 supporters. 1,000 supporters. That's the One campaign. So how are we doing? The most important part of the One campaign is to get 1,000 supporters to come together in one heart and one spirit to decide that Catholic education is an important part of this community and that we could do great things in Riverside and the region. So to date, we're at about 100 who have joined us in this One campaign. It's not a lot of money to join the One campaign. It's only $1, just $1. I said maybe you might be able to give us $1 a month at $12, or maybe $1 a day at, I think that'd be $365 if I do my math. If you want to call it a leap year, make it 366. But the bottom line is just to join and to say, yes, we see what you're doing. We think it's worthwhile. We think this community would benefit from it. We believe in what you're doing. So maybe you could ask. Maybe just by asking, we can get more people to join the One campaign. I hope so. And that's my challenge to you tonight. Who can you encourage to join us in making Catholic education the premier choice in Riverside and the region? And that's the question I'd like you to ask yourself. $200,000 was our goal for Legacy, and that's our endowment. We wanted to grow our endowment to support the future of Catholic education in the region. Last year, this was the number I put on the board. That was the amount we had in our endowment, $4,000. And that was I think that was just an accident. I don't know how that got in there, but we had $4,000 in our endowment. That's not going to work. Today, we have 103,000 plus in our endowment. Yeah. That's a 2,000% increase, by the way, if you do the math. And $200,000 in endowment, it really isn't a lot to be excited about, but it's a lot better than where we started. And we had a couple of gifts from last year for the endowment, but we had one very special gift. I asked last year, is there a family that would make the first ever $100,000 donation to our school? And I challenged the audience. Maybe there was. Doesn't hurt to ask, right? And it wasn't much longer that I was invited to lunch where a very generous family made it possible and made our first ever $100,000 donation. They made that endowment go up to 100,000+ by themselves. And I'm really, I don't know if they're in the audience today, but I want to say thank you for your contributions. The fact is the market has fluctuated a little bit, so it's a little bit down. But the 5-year average on our endowment is about 13%, 10 years at about 10%. And I'm reminded of a story that John Farr told me last year, a former school board member, about a gentleman who donated $5,000 in 1896, I think it was, to Dartmouth College, $5,000, and his only stipulation was that it be allowed to grow to $1 million. It took 90 years, and it grew to $1 million. This was not a rich man. This was a man who, by his own definition, scrimped and saved to make that contribution. If we were at $200,000 and it grew at that rate, In 90 years, we'd have over $20 million in our endowment. So had we done this 20 years ago, we'd be sitting on 20 million. But that's okay, we're doing it today. What we do need, if you think about it, is we need to see an endowment for it to be really meaningful to our school of between $6 and $8 million. Because if it's between $6 and $8 million, the earnings that we would get would pretty much equal the amount of money we give out in tuition assistance. So a $6 to $8 million endowment would generate enough money to make a difference in our tuition assistance program. One campus, this is a good number. We had set out to invest $500,000 into our campus. We, to date, were able to do $525,000 to our campus. And this is thanks to the Diocese of San Bernardino. And it was done in several different ways. We improved our lights. We changed out our air conditioning. We put in new roofs. We put in new gym lighting. I'd like to invite Ryan Gleason up to the stage. Ryan, I think you have something over there for us, don't you? Round of applause for Ryan, because guess what that big thing is? Ryan works for the Riverside Utilities, how's your office? Riverside Public Utilities. And he has a presentation for us today.
Well, I don't know if it's much of a presentation. It's always nice to be able to give a big check, but I think even more important than that is to develop a partnership with Notre Dame. We've really come together this year and made a dedication to being good stewards of our environment, conserving energy, conserving our resources, and developing a partnership both with the administration and with the students. And I think that's what we're more excited about than even the money, although the money's always nice.
Money's nice.
Is the partnerships we're developing. And thank you very much,
We appreciate
Robert.
it. Thank you so much. Appreciate you being here. Thank you. This isn't the actual check. We got the extra check already. This is actually $31,000. I'd like to put that on my screen real quick so you can see what we're talking about. So $31,000 came back to us in rebates just for saving. And Ryan's talked to me a little bit about working with our environmental club and some of the programs. He's going to get them on a radio program and do some other PR things. So we're excited about that. And this money will go directly into our tuition assistance program. So it's coming right back to the kids and right back to the people who need it the most. So thank you for your partnership in Riverside Public Utilities. We appreciate it very, very much. No. I do appreciate also the investment that the diocese made in the school and really represents their confidence and commitment to our future, and they see some things happening, so I'm excited about that. And the last part of our, I believe the second to last part, no, this is the last part of the One campaign, is our assistance. We would like to raise $300,000 to help families who might be on the edges of being able to afford coming to this school. And I know we have a number of families that have made that commitment, but also who are having to make a sacrifice to put it all together. So we offered this year $293,000 in tuition assistance. $293,000. That's reduced tuition. That's not money that we got from somewhere else. That's money that we weren't able to bring in to help families make it. About $90,000 of that was money from outside sources. Through the Community Foundation, the Johnson Family Scholarships it was the largest. Also the Cuevas Family Scholarships, the Julian Alexander Memorial Scholarship. I'm forgetting a couple of them, but there are more. Let me just see. Cothlow Family Scholarship. But the balance of that is unfunded, and we're helping over 107 students. We'll just write it right down the middle. How's that? 107 students with tuition assistance. So this is a huge thing. And I want to put this all into perspective. I want to connect it to what we're trying to accomplish. Our tuition is $6,800 a year. There's some pluses on that. The closest school to us in Orange County, their tuition is $11,200. We've kept our tuition down to keep it as affordable for this region as possible, but it needs to be up around $10,000. We can't do that in one fell swoop. There's no way. We can't do that to our families. But even if we do raise tuition, say 5%, which is typical, that means tuition assistant needs will go up as well. It is our single greatest need to move forward. But it's not the only need because it's connected to the endowment. If our endowment grows, it funds tuition assistance, and we get this positive cycle. But we have to grow our endowment and fund our tuition assistance simultaneously at the moment. And it's a big deal. It's necessary. But my final number is this. This is the number of people currently sitting in your seat that can make a difference in the present and in the future of Catholic education in Riverside and the region. So I'm going to ask again, maybe this is true. Maybe there's someone out there. Is there another family that can make that huge sacrifice, make up the rest of our endowment goal for the year? Is there another family that can make that $100,000 gift? If you've already given, can you give again, perhaps a pledge over months or years? Or can you carry the torch for us, introduce us to families, friends, and foundations that can impact the Notre Dame, both our future and our present, but more importantly, this whole region. So these are not small goals. These are not small dreams. So I thought about this the other day. I hope it doesn't sound too corny, but I'm going to say it anyway. Small dreams yield small results. Big dreams yield big results. So I choose to dream big, and I believe that there are people here and around us, people that we know, that can help us achieve our dreams. Thank you so much for listening.
So, have you heard about the One campaign?
I heard it's a awareness campaign to make sure that everyone can live one heart, one spirit.
And have you seen the One campaign banners around school?
I've seen one on the back of the gym. It's a really big banner. I like it.
All right. Have you heard about the One campaign?
Yes, I have.
What do you know about it?
I know that we have a giant poster on the side of the gym.
Okay.
And I also know that it's the theme for our yearbook this year. But I know it's supposed to embody like our charism of one heart, one spirit, and just supposed to tie everything together about our school.
Charism is being there for somebody else, even if you don't know them at all. I feel like Notre Dame has a mentality, which is our charism, that they just feel to come forward, to be there for every person on campus.
Be treated the way you want to be treated. Have the same compassion you would hope someone else would have the same compassion for you.
So then why is this important?
It's important because you want to build a good community and you want to have a school that everyone cares about each other, that they're helping each other.
We go out of our way to ask them how it's going or is everything all right. I know through peer ministry, through ASB, all of the clubs on campus, the students really try to reach out to one another and the faculty.
Have you heard about the Cor Unum Award?
I have in fact.
And what is it?
It's an award for doing something just and fair as Our Lady.
Do you know anyone that's received it?
I myself have received it, as well as a few other students.
What for?
I received mine for helping. We had a memorization project where they memorized a poem, and I helped one of my classmates memorize a poem in a fairly quick amount of time on the due date. So.
How did you receive that award?
I received the award for my volunteer work that I did over the summer in Africa. I was nominated by my counselor.
One day at school I was walking and a $50 bill was on the ground and I picked it up and I was holding it for the day and it got called up, the announcement got called, said there's a $50 bill missing, and it was actually one of my football teammates' money, so I gave it back to him because he dropped it was his, and that's how I received the award.
What is our charism?
To live as one heart, one spirit.
And what does one heart, one spirit mean?
Living a good, just life, doing right to others as others would do to you.
So why is this important?
It's important because without that, we'd all be pretty mean people. Yeah, I mean today.
Hello again. Can I have one more round of applause for that video, because I think it was great. I just want to clarify to everyone, I use my phone often when I'm up on stage, and I know to some people that's a little weird. You know, I don't want you to think I'm texting or tweeting anybody while I'm up here. I'm trying to give you guys all my attention, but I kind of keep all my stuff on my phone, so that's why I always have my phone on me when I'm up on stage, just so you guys know. So, I already introduced myself. Like I said, I'm an alum of Notre Dame High School from the class of 2013, and for some of you who don't remember my story from 2 years ago, I attended St. Hyacinth Academy. And by any chance, is there anybody from St. Hyacinth here, the principal or anybody? Anybody know where St. Hyacinth is? Yeah? No? No? Okay. Well, it's kind of far away, so it's understandable. St. Hyacinth is about 45 minutes away from here. And I attended this school because of a scholarship that I received my 8th grade year that helped fund my freshman year. And without that scholarship, I probably would have never stepped foot on the Notre Dame campus. My family was struggling a lot financially at the time, and I always really wanted to go to Notre Dame, but it was never guaranteed that I was going to go because we didn't have the money. And thankfully, because of that scholarship, I was able to attend Notre Dame. So I started my freshman year off in Notre Dame, and I was very shy and timid. But towards the end of the year, I felt, the connection amongst people. I felt the family type of structure that Notre Dame has, and I grew out of my shell a lot more towards the end of my freshman year. And then my sophomore year, unfortunately, right before my sophomore year, my family received some pretty bad news. We unfortunately lost our home. And at the time, my mom's initial reaction was, things aren't going so well out here in California for us. So she wanted to move out of state. And for me, coming into Notre Dame, loving the school, after just 1 year, I told her I can't do that. And it came down to me having to ask her to let me stay in California. And I don't think I emphasize often enough to people when I tell this story how hard it was for me to actually ask my mom to leave me. Because my mom and I, we've always been really, really close, and we still are. But having her leave across the country and moving on to a new life without me there, that was heartbreaking for me. And that was probably one of the hardest decisions that I've ever had to make. So she moved. She knew I knew what I wanted. She knew I knew what was best for myself, and it was for my best interest. So she allowed me to stay, and I started living with my grandparents, which was a completely different experience for me. They live also about 45 minutes away from Notre Dame, so I had to start finding my own means of transportation, finding my own way of getting to events on campus. And I got interested in ASB my sophomore year, and I had a bunch of events to attend, but I didn't really have a means of transportation. And all these different issues fell on me all at once when I decided to stay here. So people ask me, was it worth it? Did it really help you out? And I can guarantee you all today, it did definitely help me out. And it was definitely worth it. My mom and I, like I said, we were very close. And after she moved, we still remained close, but it's not the same. It's not the same. I can't come home after a bad day and talk to her and ask her for help. I have to call her or text her. Even if I have a good day, I can't come home and share that with her because she's not here. She's across the country, and it takes a plane ride for me to just see her. But as I said, I know the fact that I stayed here was what I needed to do, and it was for my best interest. So I graduated from Notre Dame, class of 2013, as I already said, with high honors. I served as student body president my senior year, in which I helped start a lot of community service events. Community service has always been a big part of Notre Dame already, but I wanted to make it an even bigger part. I wanted to expand Notre Dame's name beyond the walls of the classroom. And so I did that as part of my presidency when I was serving as president. And a lot of those events, I'm proud to say, are still going on now. They've become a tradition at Notre Dame, which I'm proud to see. A little update on where I'm at now beyond high school. I graduated, as I said, and I went on to college. I currently attend the University of California, Riverside, just right down the street from here. And I'm a neuroscience major with plans to go to medical school afterwards, if all goes well. If all goes well. And people ask me, how did Notre Dame help prepare me? What did they do for me? Academics definitely was a big part. A lot of my classes, I'm not going to lie to you guys and say I have a 4.0 right now and I'm doing amazing in college. It's hard. It's hard. You know, I attend the UC and they're very rigorous in their academics. But I think what I really got out of Notre Dame was learning how to persevere and push through the hard times. You know, I had a lot of struggles going on in high school, and academic-wise, I mean, the courses I took at Notre Dame, they were very tough. And they forced me to push myself beyond my limits, which I still have to do now in college. And I think that's really what helped me out the most, is being comfortable and familiar with that type of feeling in high school and transitioning that into college. It's made it a little bit easier. Like I said, I can't lie to you guys and say it's been easy, but I'm thankful that I went to Notre Dame because of that. Beyond academics, though, I mean, I became really independent and responsible through all my experiences at Notre Dame. Like I said, I served as president, so I had a lot of responsibilities under me. And commuting every day, I had to manage my own time and I had to learn a lot on my own. And because of that, it's led me to now be a part-time worker on my campus to help support myself. You know, I don't really depend on family a lot for financial support. I'm pretty much financially independent, which I'm proud of myself for. And also my religion. I thank Notre Dame tremendously for my religion. I'm not an avid churchgoer. But I do wake up every morning knowing that everything I do is for God. Everything that I am, everything that I ever will be, and all the beauty that I see in the world is because of God. And that's something that I had my eyes open to while attending Notre Dame, through all my religion classes, through all the community there, through the One Heart, One Spirit vibe. And as you guys already saw in the videos, I mean, One Heart, One Spirit, it was something that started my senior year, and it was kind of taken as a joke. I mean, I'll be honest, a lot of people didn't really take it seriously my senior year. But I think it's something that isn't necessarily needed to be said, but it's more shown through the actions of the students. And my perfect example is when I was at Notre Dame, when I first started living with my grandparents, you know, I needed someone to go to talk to. And I had a faculty member who's in the audience today who really opened herself up to me, offered help in any way that she could, and did her best to advise me and, you know, make me feel comfortable on campus. And beyond that, the faculty at Notre Dame, I had friends who opened their home to me because they knew I had a 45-minute commute every day. They'd open their home to me, and they offered me to stay at their house to make the commute easier on me. And I still have one friend in particular who, to this day, his family has opened up his home, their home. They've offered me a bed and everything so that I could stay at their home and, you know, have an easier commute. Because commuting every day, I mean, I'll tell you guys, it's a struggle. It's a struggle. And some of you who might commute to work, you know what it's like. So, to me, that shows you the One Heart, One Spirit vibe that Notre Dame has. And it's not something that needs to be said. It's something that's shown through the actions of all the students. And another example you guys will see perfectly right now is in a video that's about to come up of a Notre Dame success story of a student who started off really left out, and coming to Notre Dame, he got welcomed as a part of the family. And that's what Notre Dame, to me, truly is. It's one big family. And just like any family, you're going to have your drama, you're going to have your fights, you're going to have that one person that you don't get along with, but in the end, you come united together as one. Money isn't everything, but it definitely makes a difference. It definitely makes a difference, especially in education. I have friends of mine who were forced to go to the community college route instead of a four-year university because of money. And in my circumstances, I already said, I only ended up at Notre Dame because I was fortunate enough to get that money to attend Notre Dame. So money makes a difference. And I think it's very important for people to realize how just a couple dollars can make a difference for someone who's in a much worse place than you are. And without that, I mean, as I said, I wouldn't be here. I don't know where I would be. I don't know if I'd have graduated with high honors, if I'd have gotten the chance to serve as president, if I would have gone to college, or if I'd even be in California still. And I'm thankful that I don't have to know that. I'm thankful that I made the right choice, and I saw it throughout my time at Notre Dame. And as I said, I go to UCR. I stayed local because of the fact that, I mean, Riverside was really a city that I didn't know much about prior to me coming to high school, you know. But when I started coming to Notre Dame, Riverside really gave me that home vibe. And so that's why I stayed local. And that's why I made sure to contribute back to the Riverside community when I served as president. I wanted to give back to the community. I wanted to show the students of Notre Dame that, you know, it can't just stop in the Notre Dame, within the walls of Notre Dame. We have to expand ourselves and give back to the community of Riverside. And I mean, I love this city now. I think it's a great city. I think it has so much potential to be bigger, and it will get there, just as Notre Dame will get bigger. And speaking of Notre Dame being bigger, I mean, in just 2 years, I've seen so many improvements on that campus that I'm so proud of. I go back to that campus, and it looks completely different. I feel like I graduated years and years ago because the campus that was there 2 years ago when I graduated is so much different. They have so many new improvements. The hallways look different. They have so much new technology incorporated. I mean, I'm proud of everything Notre Dame has done in just a short amount of time, just 2 years. And again, I just want to emphasize, like I did 2 years ago, any amount of money makes a difference. And it's not everything, but it makes a difference. And I'm a perfect example of how when you give a student an opportunity, they'll run with it and they'll do something big with it. And I know with having Notre Dame by their side, it definitely makes them much more successful. And I just want to thank Notre Dame once again for everything they've done for me, for helping me become the man that I am today. And I wish them nothing but the best in the future. So good luck to you all, Notre Dame, and thank you all.
I remember Jack very well when he first came to us. He was not a happy boy, and he had come from a school where he didn't feel welcome or he didn't feel like he fit in.
That school was hell on earth for me. I mean, I felt like I was constantly falling deeper and deeper, and I couldn't ever get out. And I was scared. I mean, I didn't want to be there. I was afraid to tell anyone because I didn't want to get hurt. I've had numerous chokeholds on me, and I was not feeling like I should have told anyone. It was this hell where yeah, I got punched, yeah, I got physical pain, but the real pain was in here, where they would just tear it apart, take your mind, take your heart, and just tear it down. I wish it never happened. I never had a friend there. And I wish there wasn't anything I could do. I mean, nobody wanted to be my friend. I felt like if I jump off the cliff right now, I have nothing to lose. I'm going to make a lot of people happy because they won't have to ever see me again.
He just needed a fresh start, start with new beginning and so forth. And when we brought up the idea that we were considering Notre Dame, he was actually receptive to the idea. And I was surprised because it was a Catholic high school and I didn't know what he would expect.
We take every student, wherever that student is, and we do our very best to help that student feel like, yes, he or she is a part of Notre Dame.
So on the first day of Notre Dame, I went in the class I was very nervous because I didn't know anyone, obviously, and I was wondering what's gonna happen. Am I gonna get bullied, or am I gonna meet people? What's gonna happen?
Okay, first time I met Jack, we were in math and we were doing a thing over summer school to like try and like learn more and get prepared.
And I decided to take that extra leap, and I stood up and shook hands with a bunch of people.
We were sitting in class, and I sat down, and he sat down next to me.
One of them stood out. His name was Dylan Walker, and when we shook hands, we started talking about random things, teenager stuff.
We would talk about like Star Wars and stuff after, and just be like geeky and stuff.
And it made me have a sense of friendship, a sense of bonding. And it was like I finally had a friend. I realized that shortly afterwards.
He started to fit in, and then he stopped coming to my office. I'd see him once a week, if that. He'd stop by just for the candy, not for the counsel. And that's a sign that, you know, Notre Dame is doing what Notre Dame can do, which is to enfold people, make them feel valued, make them feel welcome. And I know that there were many, many people who were able to do that for Jack.
We would pray and make petitions. You know, I'd ask the kids what they wanted or who they wanted to pray for, and somebody would mention somebody that was sick or, you know, really, really sick, and he said, "Are they dead?" And I said, "No, Jack." Just because we pray for somebody doesn't mean that they're dead. We're praying for somebody that we want them to be healed or to get better. Eventually, he would enter petitions, and he'd always pray for his dog. And it's kind of like, okay, but at least you've got something you're participating, and you want to, maybe you're picking up on something that could be a good thing, so that was good. He eventually started praying for people that he knew, people that were having a hard time or maybe sick or something like that.
Sorry. I'm just glad that he's comfortable in the environment, and you know, and when people see him, sorry. When people see him in his uniform, he tells them how much he likes it. We never heard that before. So,
I think he never really liked school.
He never liked school at all. Yeah.
I'm just not sure he really likes the academic stuff of school.
Well, that part he still doesn't like,
But the school environment he feels happy with and he feels comfortable with. And that's a huge thing for any student.
Yeah.
And as Dr. Pizzuri said, the first thing for, you know, getting your child to like school is he has to be happy.
Jack kind of like stands out amongst people, not in a bad way, but like he pushes himself out there and like jokes around with people and gets out there and like talks with other people. And freshman year, no one really kind of like accepted him for it, but like over the years, like people have been like kind of just like letting him be and like allowing him to like come in or join them.
I feel connected to everyone. I feel connected to the teachers, to the faculty, to the students. There's not a single person I can say bullies me or I dislike at the entire Notre Dame school. Every time I walk through the halls, I can say hi to at least 3 people, and they'll respond back with a smile. Every time I go into a classroom, I'll sit with someone I know and talk with them for a bit. Every time the class officially starts, and we start to learn stuff, I'm eager to learn and talk with the teacher. Every time lunch starts, I'm ready to scream, "I love Notre Dame." And that's something that makes me feel magical and good.
Jack definitely is one of our successes, in my opinion, in many ways. He's a dear, sweet boy, and as happy as can be. I see him now on campus. I say, "Hi, Jack." He goes, "Hi, Dr. P." And there he is. And so this is part of what Notre Dame does, is we really are a family. We really are cor unum et anima una, one heart, one spirit, and that means everybody.
So Jack's story was moving. I've seen it a million times. And every time I see it, it's still a moving story. But Jack's in the audience. Round of applause for Jack. May not be a typical story, maybe a unique story. It may be more typical than we care to admit, but it doesn't really matter how typical it is. It matters when our students come to us, what do we do for them? And I hope you have a better idea if I asked you today, or rather asked you now, what Cor Unum et Anima Una meant, or asked you what One Heart and One Spirit meant, or if I asked you what the One campaign was really about. I would hope that you'd have a better answer from these examples and these fine young men and women that have done these things for us tonight. I would like to make a few closing remarks, but I'd like to read them to you, so if you wouldn't mind, I want to make sure I get them the way I wrote them, but bear with me, thank you. What we are doing needs to be done. Riverside deserves a vibrant Catholic school system. The results of our efforts to create a vibrant Catholic school system where today exists an unfocused and under-recognized system will be a legacy of educational excellence, where excellence is an earned word measured against meaningful criteria, namely relevance, status, and impact. Our educational offerings must exceed any other learning environments in our community, with an eye on approaching national recognition for innovation, effectiveness, and student engagement. Being as good as other schools is not good enough. We must be better. We must be awesome. Our status in this community must be elevated among K-12 educators, city officials, members of the Catholic community, businesses, and higher education. We must be considered among the most important entities in Riverside, with a seat at the table on matters of importance. What we are doing must be deemed important and necessary, not just acceptable or tolerated. Most importantly, we must make this happen. Only through our efforts will we achieve this status. It's our responsibility, and it's a large responsibility. Our impact must be much greater than the size and number of our schools or the number of students served. Catholic schools must have a measurable impact on Riverside across a broad spectrum, which includes K-12 education, service to the community, economic impact, quality of life, and other measures important to Riverside. As the whole is most often greater than the sum of the parts, a greater impact on the region will only be achieved through a combined effort with a regional focus. The One campaign is the beginning. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Is this on? Is this on? Hello? Oh. Thank you, Mr. Beatty, once again for that. I just want to say something real quick. I started off tonight kind of shy and timid, but once I saw all my teachers, I just felt at home. And that's what I miss about Notre Dame, is that home feeling, like I saw Miss Barcenas, I saw Miss LaSalle, and everybody waved and was excited to see me again. It's just nice to be back, so thank you all again for having me. Are you guys hungry? Anybody else hungry? I'm starving. So at this time, I'd like to dismiss you all to go have dinner. You guys have assigned seats. If you don't know where your seat is at, see Miss Falcone. I'm not sure where she's at, but see Miss Falcone, and she can help you find your seat. And I hope you all enjoy your dinner. So thank you again.